Hey, all you Weather Geeks, it is the Wednesday edition of Weather for Weather Geeks. I'm recording this as we head into the 7 o'clock p.m. hour this evening, and it's been another pretty cloudy day out there today. Finally, we're going to get a break from these clouds tomorrow. Clouds primarily the responsibility of this East Coast low, and boy, if you think the weather stinks here, could be a lot worse. We could live in Boston or New York City or Atlantic City, where it's a windy and rainy night, and boy, it's going to continue to just pour along the I-95 corridor tonight, heading into parts of tomorrow as well. Throw on the pressure analysis here and stop the loop. And this is a big time system. This is a nor'easter. Now, a lot of people, when they hear the word nor'easter, they think it's a snowstorm. No, nor'easter just refers to the track of a storm. It could snow, it could rain. Of course, this is just all rain, but a strong low pressure system off the coast of New Jersey, bringing the wind in off the water, and it's just going to be an ugly night over there. Elsewhere, you can pick out an area of high pressure with this little bubble in the map right here. And that's the high that's going to give us better weather here in northeast Ohio and western Pennsylvania on Thursday. So tomorrow is going to be a nicer day with some sun. This cold front out across the Dakotas, Minnesota, heading down into Nebraska. This is going to bring us clouds on Friday, but it's going to weaken as it runs into that ridge of high pressure. And so we're not expecting any rain with this Friday. It'll just be kind of an increase in clouds on Friday. Friday, a cloudier day when compared to tomorrow. So overall, a dry forecast for the next few days. That's good news. And throw on the temperatures for you here real quickly this evening. And show you what's going on temperature-wise. Evening temperatures really spiking up nicely out in the middle of the country, 60s and 70s. And this is the warmth that's going to eventually come east. We'll see 70 or higher, I think, one day next week. It's probably Tuesday. But until then, we're going to be spending most of the time at or below average. Temperatures this evening, northeast Ohio, western PA, upper 40s to around 50 degrees. All right, so I talked about the rest of the week. Let's talk about the weekend. We've got some changes to our forecast into the weekend. A couple of days ago, we were advertising a warmer weekend, also a wall-to-wall sunny weekend. Neither of those things is necessarily true now because this front that's going to come through on Saturday is a little stronger than the models were indicating a couple of days ago. Now, despite it being stronger, I don't think it brings us rain Saturday. Showers maybe up towards Buffalo and Rochester and up into Quebec and into Ontario. But for us, I just think it's kind of a mixed bag of clouds and sun generated by this front on Saturday. Also notice how tightly packed together the isobars are, the lines of equal pressure on Saturday. It'll be a breezy, if not windy day, I think, on Saturday. So it's going to be a decent day to rake. A lot of people are, needing to rake pretty badly with all the rain we've had lately and some wind. And, of course, it's getting to be late October. The leaves are going to fall anyway. A lot of yards are covered in leaves right now. Saturday's a decent day. It's going to be dry, but the wind could make for a frustrating time raking. I think Sunday's a better day to do anything outdoors. The low-pressure system will produce more wind over in the northeast and the mid-Atlantic states, but not as much of a breeze here Sunday. Now, Sunday is actually going to end up being a cooler day than Saturday. Our previous forecast from a couple of days ago had Sunday being the warmer of the 2 days, but since this front that comes through Saturday is a little stronger now, the air mass behind it's a little cooler, Sunday, instead of the mid-60s, it's probably just the upper 50s for highs now. So that's a little bit of a semi-dramatic change that we've made to our forecast over the last couple of days for Sunday. Whatever the temperature is Sunday, it's going to be pretty nice early next week. This is Monday morning. No worries on this weather map with high pressure situated over Pennsylvania. It'll be a nice, beautiful day on Monday. And then Tuesday's our warm day ahead of the next cold front. Here's Tuesday morning. This is 6 days from right now. That's a strong southwest wind developing ahead of our low. Now, there could be a shower from this front as early as Tuesday afternoon. There's some timing differences on the models with this front for midweek. Some of the modeling, including the European model, has no rain whatsoever until late Wednesday. That might be a little too slow. A middle ground would suggest that maybe it's Tuesday night heading into parts of Wednesday that we see the showers. If the front is as slow as the European model has it, then Wednesday is also going to be a really warm day. But I don't buy that just yet because it doesn't really have the support of the other models, and we're talking about a week from right now. So any forecast is going to have a low degree of confidence. Well, whenever the front comes through behind it, it's likely to be a little cooler, but the end of next week, including around Halloween, does not look cold. It just looks cooler than the first half of the week, which will feature temperatures perhaps getting into the lower 70s. Here's the 16-day GFS ensemble model temperature outlook. Lots of ups and downs here. Here's our upward trend for the rest of the week into Saturday, and then here's Sunday, a cooler day. Now I think 54 is too cool on Sunday. Our current forecast has 58 on Sunday, and that might be a little optimistic, but it's at least probably 56 on Sunday. And then here's our warm up for the early part of next week. Now the ensemble model here does not have us getting to 72, but I think we've got a good shot at seeing 71, 72 degrees on Tuesday, and then there's that downward trend behind the front for around Halloween and into the 1st of November. It's not a cold pattern at all, but just a little more typical of the season. Speaking of November, real quick look, a little preview of the month as a whole based on the Climate Forecast System long-range model. And this is a warm-looking month according to this model, and this model tends to have a warm bias. In other words, it tends to over-forecast warm air. But nonetheless, it's not advertising much in the way of chill for the month as a whole in the lower 48 in southern Canada. That's not to say there's not going to be some chilly days. Certainly there will be. But when you average out everything at the end of November, if this model has the right idea, it could end up being a warmer than average November. And of course, a lot of you are wondering about the winter. We have not finalized the date in which we're going to put out our winter forecast, but it could be as early as late next week. It might be the following week, not sure yet. But sometime at the very end of October into early November on TV, here on Weather for Weather Geeks, on Facebook, on Twitter, we'll put out our ideas for the winter that's coming up. I will give you a little hint. It's a good news, bad news forecast. A little of both. All right, so that's a little tease for you on the winter forecast. And that is tonight's Weather for Weather Geeks. Thank you for watching, everyone. I'll see you tonight on 21 News at 11 o'clock.